You know, I don't even know if I should be making this video. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Tavian's World of Reptiles. I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not even sure if I really should be making the video, but I'm a person who likes to be transparent. And so, as much as this is kind of going to be a bittersweet type of story, it is one that I feel like I should be open with, and I'm definitely wanting to just share it with you, even though it's not necessarily the greatest story to be sharing. But we got a couple of really awesome snakes into the shop a couple of weeks back. And when I first saw them and I looked them up and realizing that they were what I thought they were, I was very excited and I was adamant that I was going to get a couple of these snakes. And so after a couple of weeks' time, they finally hit the floor and I was able to snag two of them. Now, as you guys know, Beetlejuice, who used to be in that very big, extra tall, extra large Exoterra tank, that's been empty since before we even moved into our new place, just been kind of sitting there. And so I was very excited to actually be able to set that up for these snakes. Now, this is a particular species of snakes that I've seen on, Animal Planet and other YouTube documentaries about animals and snakes, and I always thought, like, as much as amazing as snakes are, this particular species of snake just blows it all out of the water. It's just so amazing, their abilities and what they can do, and other species like them. And this particular species is called the paradise flying snake. And oh man, if you know what they are such amazing snakes. They are native to Asia, and they usually spend all their time just hanging out in the canopies of the jungles there, just way at the tippity top so that they can just kind of stretch out on that really far out branch and just hang out in the sun and bask. And so they're sleek bodied snakes, right? They're really sleek bodied snakes, but they're also really strong to be able to hang out on those really thin branches and just bask and do their thing. But what makes them most amazing and why they're called flying snakes is really what blows my mind about them. Like, snakes are just amazing in general, but these particular snakes have the ability to fly from tree to tree. Now, I guess it's technically not considered flying as they don't have wings. I guess it technically is considered flying with style or gliding, if you may. Now, what happens is that these snakes will get to the tippy toppiest of a branch, and they'll use this either to escape predator or just to get from this tree to that tree that's way over there, and I want to get to it. So they'll get to the end of the tree, they'll stretch their body way out to the end, and just kind of lock on to where it is that they're wanting to land, and then they'll just shoot themselves off the tree, and it almost kind of looks like they're just gliding and swimming, almost like a water snake would swim, just kind of just through the air though, and this is just their way of staying locked onto their target so that they most of the time land exactly where they want to land. So these snakes are just absolutely fantastic, and I really love them a lot, and so I was very, very excited to finally get a pair. So I got them, or a couple. I'm not sure if they were male or female. So I got a couple. I got them home. Set up this sick tank. I mean, check it out. It was absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best tanks I've ever put together to date. And I had plans to even just remove the substrate at some point and just put in water with the filter and just have it like that with some real plants. Oh, but how I had it even still was so amazing. It was so well done. And it's still up. But yeah, so it was so cool. And I got home and I put these snakes in it, and they looked amazing. And I mean, there was the biggest one was such a great display animal. The other one was smaller and was going into shed, so it hid right behind the water dish right away. But the other one just kind of went straight up to a place right underneath the light, did its basking thing, and it was just an amazing sight. Looked beautiful in this enclosure. Next morning, woke up, it was back. Put the light on, it went right back under the light like normal. I went to work, I came home, and this snake was at the bottom of the enclosure, dead. The display one, not the one hiding behind the water dish. That one seems to still be alive and fine, but that one was just laying on the ground and just dead. And just so sad. one day. So, and honestly, I've lost a lot of animals, due to my own negligence. I mean, not a lot, but I've lost a couple of animals due to my own negligence. So I can always own up to that. I'm at least happy to say that this was definitely nothing on my end. Like, this enclosure was perfect. It was there for one day. So obviously there was something that was pre-existing, and so I was obviously refunded for it. It's fine. But God, that was such a bummer. What was also amazing about those snakes is that they were communal, so I was able to keep them together in that one snake, in that one enclosure, and that's something I've not been able to do before, is to actually have communal snakes. And so I was very excited to be able to have that experience. But to have that one die, it was such a bummer. And so now I have the one, and I was really hesitant to even like make this yet, because I was like, well, what if that one just drops dead soon? But I'm just gonna be open about it. I'm just being transparent. Like, as I have it and it's cute. I mean, I haven't been able to see it yet because it's still in hiding, but I've checked on it, touched it, it moves, it's fine. But it's I just wanted that, and it was one day, and then that happened. And so now I'm just kind of like, I gotta watch this one. I gotta make sure that it doesn't die. And if it does, I'm just gonna be transparent. Like, hey, at least you know what's up. At least it's not gonna be like a surprise. When I almost, the day I made, like, set the tank up, got them all in there. Like, I almost made that video being like, check out these new snakes and all that good stuff. And something held me back. Something held me back. I was so driven to it. I was ready to do it. I was very excited, and something held me back from doing it. And I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because if I had, then I would have to literally the next day come back on and be like, well, one of them is dead, guys. And so I'm glad to not have to do that. But so that's a bummer. But that's just, it goes that way sometimes. Obviously, it's a rare snake to be found, honestly, and they are absolutely wild caught. Like, they're just not in captivity. They're not like bred in captivity much right now. So the ones you are going to find are 100% going to be wild caught. And so that was the thing. These were wild caught animals, that was just something that comes with the territory of that. Obviously, wild caught animals come with all sorts of potential parasites, and obviously this batch had some hard, because this one just went down so quick, and so that's why I'm saying, at any day this other one could as well. I'm gonna definitely try to get it taken care of. Take care of it as well as I can while I have it. And I have an appointment on the 31st to get my sunbeam snakes in to be checked out, so that they can start being treated, get some preventative care, treatment care for parasites for them, as they too are wild snakes, or wild caught snakes. And so when I go, I'll probably schedule an appointment for this one as well. Excuse my dog snoring in the background. But yeah, so that's what's gonna happen with that. But they're amazing species, and I am glad that I at least still have the one. I am rooting that this sucker survives, but I'm also 100% prepared for it to also not survive. So, not the greatest of story, not to be like, not the story I wanted to be able to come up here and be like, you guys check out these amazing snakes, and then just show you all of the enclosure and go into talking about them and where they come from and how to take care of them and all that other good stuff. But here we are sharing this story instead of like, yep, I got these snakes. This is lovely enclosure. Cool. Where they're from, and one's dead. So yeah, it's a bummer, but yeah. So I'm not gonna keep rambling. That's what's happened. I do have this one last one, this paradise flying snake. There is one more in the shop. I thought about getting it and just replacing the other one. However, I just decided to just go ahead and have them refund it instead, because I'd just rather watch the one I got and see what's happening with that one. If this one, and it stays pretty like unseen for the most part, like it's either in the water, the one at the store, I don't see it often. So it could go a while without being sold, because people don't often get animals that they don't see, and so the ones that don't get seen usually stick around for a while. So it very well could stick around for a while if it is here next month, and if it is still at the store a month from now. And this one is still alive in my house. I will probably get it, make it back, get it back to being a communal setup. But I'm not gonna jump down that rabbit hole with getting the third one, until I know that it's gonna at least last a month, as well as this one that I have now. So that's where I'm at with that right now. But I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. You all take care of yourselves. You love yourselves, love your loved ones, love your reptiles, and you all keep spreading those herbs.